you seen any material changes in Dubois? Because
I haven't been to the gym because I said I was
no,
there.
but you've watched him fight. So you've seen him fight Gerald Miller, which is a fight that I thought.
Yeah, I was there.
It's a fight he should have won, right?
It's a Gerald Miller. Yes, I was there.
Hrgović.
I think with Hrgović is that Hrgović took his eye off the ball because he sparred Daniel so many times and he thought he was sparring the same guy.
Well, he gave him a lecture, didn't he, about being a schoolmaster?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to school.
Yeah. And then, even if you hear his corner come back say, Hrgović used to double jab and check the right hand, you're not doing what we practice. Because his ego went in the way. And then after that, Daniel kept on hitting him. He's got a massive cut, and then Daniel won the belt.
So Darius was talking about the Daniel Dubois fight, guys, with Hrgović and Miller. Yeah, Hrgović did make a lot of claims, guys, before the fight. He talked a lot of crap about the sparring, this and that. And that was probably his downfall. Now, in my opinion, in the psychological breakdown, AJ was trying to get Daniel Dubois to bring up the sparring, but unfortunately, Daniel Dubois did not want to engage in any sparring talk. Daniel Dubois made videos multiple years ago about him saying he dropped AJ in sparring, and again, I don't believe he did, but I do believe he hurt AJ, and there's enough videos I've made as well on that, him hurting AJ. I believe Daniel Dubois has had a maturing and realised it's best not to talk about sparring because what happened to his last opponent. And I've done a psychological breakdown on this as well. You can check that out. I believe that AJ was more annoyed because of what Daniel Dubois said a long time ago. Apparently, he shot AJ's lights out. AJ is not a type of guy who forgets things. So AJ was trying to bring that up to Daniel Dubois, but I think Daniel Dubois is trying to turn a new leaf. A lot of people are saying, oh, Daniel Dubois is not saying to AJ now, but it just depends whose side like you would want to win. If you're an AJ fan and you think AJ is going to win, then of course you're going to say, Dubois was shook in front of AJ. He didn't mention the sparring. He didn't even bring it up. But he said all this 5 years ago. But if you're like more in favor of Dubois, you would think, okay, Dubois has learnt don't talk too much shit before a fight. So let's not talk about the sparring because all Dubois said to AJ was, that was 7 years ago. We're going to be fighting. You're different. Like, well, let's talk in the ring. I like that from Daniel Dubois, but the emotional people that back AJ, there's emotional people that back Dubois, there's emotional people that back AJ. I try to be as neutral as I can. I do sometimes say in my videos, guys, I do be a little bit biased, but I will always do a case for the other guy as well. But anyways, the sparring holds, like, I don't really believe it holds too much weight, and that's that. And I think AJ himself probably was just bringing it up because of what was said a while ago, but AJ didn't say too much. But yeah, let's go around.
I think when you underestimate a fighter going in, and Fury's guilty of that with Ngannou as well, going into that performance, and things start not going your way. So make those adjustments in a fight when they stop going your way because you took your eye off the ball and underestimated the fight. It's very difficult to make those adjustments and get back because of this attitude that you've had.
Well,
so Spencer Oliver said something kind of good there. I was trying to touch on. He goes, if you overestimate or underestimate your opponent and you kind of think it's going to go one way, like the same way Hrgović thought Daniel Dubois is just going to crumble. I seen this guy drop on his knee. I seen him do this. And if you're banking on Daniel Dubois crumbling, let's just say Daniel Dubois doesn't crumble. Let's say Daniel Dubois doesn't crumble under your shots, guys. What have you got next for him? If your whole reliance was, fuck, I'm going to hit this geezer over and over and over and over again, and I know he's going to go down on one knee. I know he's going to give up. But what happens if he doesn't do that? What if he takes your shots and he's still delivering back? That's what happened to Hrgović. He got a shock of his life.
Look, I mean, Eddie Hearn was in the studio the other day, and he spoke about Daniel Dubois. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
And I think the way that Dubois has lost in the past, and I don't like to say it because I think all of these guys are incredibly brave, he quit. He quit against Joyce and he quit against Usyk, right? But he never got hurt. You know, like if you look at the knockout against Usyk, it was, you know, he went down, it was a stiff jab, he took a knee and didn't really fancy getting up.
Do you think, Derek, that Dubois quit in those fights?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
There's this mantra, isn't there? And I don't know who said it, which is if you quit once, you'll quit again.
You can't say that Daniel
so.
Dubois quit against Joe Joyce when he broke an eye socket. That's not quitting.
Please,
that's being sensible, man.
an eye sock and I still fought.
Yeah, but that's being sensible. It's not quitting. I think that.
Please, that's quitting, bro.
That's.
Let the ref stop it. The ref will come to you. Do you want to carry
Yeah,
on?
but
And you got ref.
At what cost, though? That's your career. At what cost? He probably effectively saved his career then.
No, but
What I'm
it's
saying
quit.
is,
It don't matter. It's quit. When he,
I mean, there is
there's a lot of meaning.
but there is an element of what Derek's saying, which is right, which is he took an educated decision. You're giving it the
No, but
balance
there's an
view.
element of what I'm saying is correct.
No,
as
you
well.
absolutely. I'm saying there's an element of what both you're saying is right. Do you think he quit against Usyk? Because I think that's the more likely that he quit.
yes, because I was there.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to Frank Warren.
You were there, Spence, were you?
I was there, yeah. He blew a gasket. He had nothing left.
Yeah.
Right.
He had nothing
Because I
left.
remember what Usyk
And
went, boom,
he
boom.
decided to go out on one knee, whereas a man to my left would decide to go out still trying to fight, taking shots with nothing left. And so I understand what he's saying there. With that,
So then you do think he quit then?
That's what I said. I understand what he's saying with the second one. I'm talking about the Joe Joyce fight. I don't think he quit.
We covered that, yeah.
Yeah,
But we're now debating whether he quit against Usyk.
Yeah, there is a debate there for that.
Right. So
Okay, guys, so let's just get straight into it now. Did Dubois quit in these fights, guys? And I'll give you my take on this. So, for those who don't know, Daniel Dubois fought Joe Joyce. This is about 2020 in lockdown, and I remember watching that fight, guys. I saw Daniel Dubois get hit with a couple of jabs in that fight, guys. A couple of shots. He was hitting Joe Joyce quite a lot as well, but Joe Joyce was taking the shots. This was before the juggernaut faded away. But anyways, Joe Joyce used to have like a solid chin. But anyways, over time, Daniel Dubois' eye started shutting, guys. I could see, and then some point in the fight, I can't remember which round, Joe Joyce lands a straight jab straight into the eye socket, and Daniel Dubois goes down on one knee. And you could see Daniel Dubois' eye was like swollen and like it looked like mashed. And Daniel Dubois thought about it. The count was on 4 or 5. I was like, he'll get up from this. He went 6, 7. I was like, what's he doing? 8, 9. I was like, what's he doing? And then he went 10. And then after 10, 11, he got up. So people are like, what happened? Found out after the fight, guys. It turned out he had a broken eye socket. Now, they're debating, did he quit in that fight? Now, it just depends what you class as quitting. Like Spencer Oliver says here, I'd be more inclined to agree with Spencer Oliver. Now, if you just want to say, look, when you're in the boxing ring, whether you're fighting or not, don't matter if you have a heart attack in the ring. Don't matter if you're fucking, okay, heart attack's probably pushing it, but don't matter if your organ fucking fails in the ring. If you quit, you quit. It don't matter if an emergency situation happened. If you give up, you give up. You're in the ring, you quit. I don't really agree with that. I have to look at the context of it. If his eye socket was broken, and the guy's a young fighter, and he thinks to himself, fuck, if I keep getting hit here, I might be blind for the rest of my life. We don't know what he was feeling. It did turn out he was damaged quite bad, and obviously the more damage you're going to get to a broken area, you may lose an eye, guys. That can happen. If I was in Daniel Dubois' spot, and it's easy to talk, I would probably call it. I probably would carry on because it's your fucking eye, guys. Like, fight another day kind of thing. But there will be people out there that are saying, nah, even if you got a broken eye socket, you carry on. I had a broken this, I had a broken that. And Derek's got a point. Like, there are some fighters that just don't give a shit, guys. Like, we sign up for this sport. That happens. There's two mentalities. What's my view on it? Did Daniel Dubois quit? On paper, he quit, guys. On paper, he quit. Like, straight up. But if you look at it from the point of view of saving your fucking eyesight, you're a young fighter, you need to think for the bigger picture, then you can't say he quit. So I'm a bit more with Spencer Oliver. But again, he didn't want to continue the fight. So it doesn't really matter what you're feeling internally. At the end of the day, it matters what's on paper. So in that sense, you could say Daniel Dubois quit. Now, guys, the Usyk fight. Did Daniel Dubois quit in the Usyk fight? A lot of people talk about this. Daniel Dubois did the same thing in the Usyk fight, guys. He dropped Usyk with some controversial body shot, low blow. Forget that. He's giving Usyk, I'm not saying he was giving Usyk problems, but he was trying to challenge Usyk different to how AJ was challenging Usyk. But later on in that fight, guys, Usyk got his second wind. And it was like a straight shot again, guys. It's in the eye again, guys. It hit him right in the eye. And Daniel Dubois goes down again. And I'll be honest, it was 6, 7, 8, 9. I think Daniel Dubois got dropped twice, sorry. He got dropped once and he did the knee. And then he got dropped again in a later round. And then the later round one, he just decided, look, I don't want to continue. So would I say he quit there? I would 100% say Daniel Dubois quit there. Now, that's like a psychological issue. I've not seen Daniel Dubois just get knocked out spark cold. He does. I don't think a lot of people say he's got a very good chin, but we have seen he is a quitter. Now, if you want to make a case for Daniel Dubois, is Daniel Dubois overall quitter? Does he quit in fights? Will he quit in the AJ fight? Will Daniel Dubois quit in this new AJ fight? Here's my view on that, guys. So the saying is, once a quitter, always a quitter. I disagree with that, guys, wholeheartedly. There's enough cases to show that, but let's just look at Daniel Dubois' last two performances. One against Gerald Miller. That Gerald Miller fight, don't get me wrong, it wasn't an easy, straightforward fight. That was a grueling fight for both men in that fight. Daniel Dubois bit down on the gum shield multiple times, and Daniel Dubois probably had opportunities where he could have quit in that fight. He could have took his foot off the gas. He had to bite down and get through that fight. It was a grueling fight. Daniel Dubois got the stoppage in round 12. He probably could have had some areas where he wanted to back down, but he's shown mental resilience, especially once he's been working with his father as well. He's got through it. Second fight, Hrgovic beat him in sparring, blah, blah, blah. Hrgovic, right hand after right hand after right hand for the first couple of rounds, guys. Daniel Dubois is getting lit up. Not saying he can take that from AJ, but he could have quit in that fight, guys. If you're getting that many right hands, they're probably hurting. They're probably fucking landing in the eye socket area. He didn't show any sign in that fight where he wanted to quit. He carried on going, and then he stopped Hrgovic. So in my opinion, people can change. People can overcome their psychological battles. Like AJ, for example, what AJ has done since he's lost to Usyk. He's psychologically in a better place, so people can improve. That quitting, will Daniel Dubois quit in the AJ fight? He could, but I don't believe he will. If Daniel Dubois is going to lose in that fight, he'll probably get knocked out. He'll probably be stopped by the ref. I don't think Daniel Dubois is going to quit. I think he's changed. So yeah, let's just carry on what these men say.
Does that mean that Daniel Dubois, much to Don Charles' chagrin if he hears this, I suspect, lacks heart?
Here's a question for you. In Joyce, you saying he didn't quit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He saved his career.
He had a broken eye socket.
Yes.
So when you, on the surface of it, when you looked at that, you go, and everyone went, he's quit. He's just gone down, he's quit.
Usyk,
there's reasons for that.
And Usyk, and the same thing, Usyk hit him in the same eye.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
Go on.
What did he do? He quit again.
Right, so when he blew the gasket?
You know, he told you. Look, Joyce hit him on the same eye. Usyk hit him on the same eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you trying to say?
Do you think that
subconsciously he thought his eye socket was broken again.
So there's a psychological problem there.
Yeah. But maybe, I mean, I get the point you're making, and I mean, Eddie Hearn questioned the validity of that when I said to him, he got a fractured orbital socket.
Yeah, but
Hearn said that he got any evidence of that, and then Frank Warren phoned me the next day later. Said, if you want some medical evidence, I'll send him.
Can I say something? Yeah. That was then. This is now.
Yeah.
Daniel's changed. You know, Don is actually gone.
From what to what?
To, look at his last fight with Hrgovic.
Yep.
Hrgovic hit him straight right hand. Yep. He didn't drop, he didn't quit. He carried on going. Yeah. He won the fight. Yeah. Baby Miller. It was a scrap, but he got so tired, he was about to quit. But he did not quit. So what I'm trying to say to you, the guy who boxed Joyce and Oleksandr Usyk,
he's not that guy.
He's not that guy anymore. He's not that guy anymore.
So guys, Derek Chisora, exactly what I said, guys. Derek Chisora said what I'm basically saying. Daniel Dubois is not that guy anymore, guys, who just quits. I would say AJ is not that guy anymore, guys, who was in the Ruiz fight or in the Usyk fight. AJ's changed, AJ's matured, Daniel Dubois matured. Both these guys mentally have improved. So in terms of Daniel Dubois, will he quit against AJ? I don't believe he will quit. I'm not saying he can't lose, but I don't believe he will quit. He might get knocked spark out. Not saying he can't get knocked spark out. AJ's got the ability to shut his lights off. But I don't believe he'll quit. The mentality of his last two fights show he won't quit. He could though. He's shown it in the past. But if I had to bet and put money on it, I would say he wouldn't quit. But I could be wrong. I don't think he'd quit against AJ. I think he'd be stopped by the ref. Or AJ might knock him out. That could happen. Or obviously he could go the distance. Or he could win. But you can only be as good as your last few performances, guys. And from what I've seen from both guys, obviously Dubois here, he hasn't shown that sign to quit. So I agree with Derek 100% here.
No, I suppose the argument is there's a question mark on it. So it's Daniel's still got it to prove. That's what we're saying. That's what you're saying. Like, as in, there's always going to be a question mark over did he quit, did he not quit, and that's a strong word, by the way, anyway. But did he quit, did he not quit? Now you go, he's still got to prove some of those doubters wrong.
Did he quit? He quit, yeah.
He thinks he quit. I mean, you can make a case.
No, he quit. But
Okay,
I don't
fine.
think the guy we're looking at now is
He's the
going to
same
quit
animal.
in Wembley.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean,
So there you go again. Derek Chisora saying, look, he did quit. Agree. And in the Usyk fight, he quit. Daniel Dubois won. The Joyce one again. Paper quit, but reason, you got a reason. But even Derek Chisora says he doesn't believe he's going to quit again. So if you're not going to quit, you're either going to get your lights shut off or you're going to be too much for AJ. AJ might not be able to hack it. When AJ sticks it on Dubois and Dubois doesn't quit and he keeps coming, then it's AJ's turn to be tested. Will AJ quit? That's another question. Will AJ quit? I think there's more of a question mark on what happens to AJ. When he gets stuck on him, we don't see AJ get stuck on him a lot, guys. That's because he's probably good. Usyk did it with boxing and Ruiz did it. No one else has kind of stuck it on AJ. But when it happens to AJ, there's a different sort of resolve you have to go to. AJ doesn't have that happen to him a lot. But Dubois had it happen to him. In my opinion, if you've had that happen to you and you've had to overcome it, you are much stronger. You're stable. Your base is much stronger than a guy who hardly goes through it. AJ is a guy who hardly goes through it. So Simon Jordan earlier was alluding to what happens to AJ when someone puts it on AJ. It never doesn't happen a lot, guys. It only happens with the best of the best, but it could happen. So there's more of a question mark on AJ than Dubois, in my opinion, in terms of who's going to quit.
we move on from Dubois, Joshua, onto December, with two fighters that obviously you've been in the ring with and shared, which is Usyk and Fury. What did you make of the first fight?